This is finally some good news for truck drivers. FMCSA actually makes a really good public announcement to all truck drivers out there, and it should save all of our jobs as long as they can hold up on this. FMCSA recently stated that they are saying no to driverless trucking companies who wanted to put an exemption from reflective triangles rule for stopped CMVs. The reason why they want to do that is because if it's a self-driving truck, nobody can put out the triangles. For the people that might be new to trucking or watch this channel and might not know the reflective triangle rule, basically it says here, the reflective triangle rule refers to the requirement for drivers to place 3 reflective warning triangles at specific distances behind the vehicle when stopped on the road, typically 10 feet behind the truck on the traffic side and 100 feet behind in the center of the lane, with another 100 feet in front on divided highway or when traffic might approach from the front. So this comes from the FMCSA Regulation 392.22. Look that up. Waymo and Aurora wanted exemptions. They even went to Congress with the president of the American Trucking Association, Chris Spears, which, might I add, makes $1.9 million. And they went saying how self-driving technology would be great for the trucking industry, would give more jobs, and would make the road more safe.
We need to recognize that AVs have the potential to alter our workforce. My questions, the first one is for Mr. Urmson, Mr. Farah, and Mr. Spear. Choose if you want to each of you answer or just one of you. How are you engaging with truck drivers who have extensive experience driving millions of miles as this technology is being developed?
So truck drivers are critical to how we develop this technology. Today we have 40 some of them on staff at Aurora. It's important to me they're actually employees of the company.
We need to be clear as an industry that the autonomous vehicle industry needs truck drivers. We see a strong role for coexistence. This is something where we are not a panacea. We want to be a tool to help with supply chain challenges, and so recognize that certainly there are questions out there, and we're eager to have the opportunity today to clarify that.
Drivers to operate at a much higher level. These are marketable skills, these are portable skills, but we're enabling these drivers to be more aware, more responsive. Some of the most basic things that we've talked about, like automated emergency braking to adaptive cruise control, to more integrated systems. We're teaching not only the drivers, but the technicians how to service this equipment. These are all things that are going to allow increased pay.
I do not believe in that at all. FMCSA announced its decision to deny a request for exemption coming from driverless trucking companies Waymo and Aurora. The companies asked for FMCSA to relieve them from regulations related to requirements to place specific type of warning devices, namely the 3 triangles, or at least 6 fuses or liquid burning flares at prescribed locations around commercial motor vehicles stopped on the travel portion or shoulder of a highway for any cause other than necessary traffic stops, and requirements that lamps on CMVs to be steady burning. Waymo and Aurora stated that the warning devices requirements listed were not feasible for autonomous CMVs without a human on board. Well, duh, right? So the company asked the FMCSA for permission to instead use cab-mounted warning beacons that would just kind of blink. The FMCSA ultimately opted to deny the rule exemption request because the companies did not demonstrate that granting the exemption will likely achieve a level of safety that's equivalent to or greater than the level of safety that would be achieved from that of putting triangles out from the truck. So a big you-know-what to all the self-driving trucks out there. You know, as much as they say that it's good for trucking jobs and all this and all that garbage and hoo-ha, the truth is they're fighting back on this and want an exemption because, you know, they can't get that done. They can't put out triangles if it's a self-driving vehicle, you know. And so it's just one of those things, Mutha Truckers, where for once, I would say the FMCSA has done something that made sense, and that was actually keep the jobs of truck drivers. You know, I'm proud of you, FMCSA. Keep these things up because common sense is really amazing and great, and when you use it, it's safe for everyone, and truck drivers are happy. So Mutha Truckers, comment down below. Just want to share with you guys a couple of things that, you know, FMCSA has been testing. And so Maybe we got to stop saying that FMCSA is the bad guy, and we got to start talking to them more and help them make the better decision for us truck drivers. My truckers, comment down below. While I was filming truck drivers, I did not realize that there was a self-driving autonomous vehicle right in front of me, and that's Aurora right there.
Populations and those who face barriers to transportation, enhance vehicle safety, reduce vehicle crashes and deaths, increase productivity. At the same time, we need to recognize that AVs have the potential to alter our workforce. My questions, the first one is for Mr. Urmson, Mr. Farah, and Mr. Spear. Choose if you want to each of you answer or just one of you. How are you engaging with truck drivers who have extensive experience driving millions of miles as this technology is being developed?
So truck drivers are critical to how we develop this technology. Today we have 40-some of them on staff at Aurora. It's important to me they're actually employees of the company. They own equity in the company. As the company's successful, we anticipate them benefiting from that success as well. If you look at someone like Tom Randall, who's on our staff, he's driven for 40 years. He sees the opportunity to introduce new technology into a career that he has loved. And that experience translates directly into the way we develop the technology. His quality driving on the road is what we model the behavior and what the Aurora driver learns from so that they can drive well and safely down the road.
Sure.
Congressman, thank you very much and appreciate your leadership on this policy area. I will say that I think today's hearing is an incredibly important moment because we need to be clear as an industry that the autonomous vehicle industry needs truck drivers. We see a strong role for coexistence. This is something where we are not a panacea. We want to be a tool to help with supply chain challenges. And so recognize that certainly there are questions out there and we're eager to have the opportunity today to clarify that.
That's right. Mr. Spear?
Well, there's skills. We're teaching drivers to operate at a much higher level. These are marketable skills, these are portable skills, but we're enabling these drivers to be more aware, more responsive. Some of the most basic things that we've talked about, like automated emergency braking to adaptive cruise control, to more integrated systems. We're teaching not only the drivers, but the technicians how to service this equipment. These are all things that are going to allow increased pay. These are all things that are going to make this workforce more talented and marketable. These are all good things. We should not stymie innovation. We should encourage it. So that federal framework that is performance-based is going to help our workforce by giving them more skills. The quality of life, too, I'd point out, is we lose $74.5 billion a year sitting in traffic. That's 425,000 drivers sitting idle for an entire year. Connectivity, vehicle to vehicle, vehicle to infrastructure, these are all things that will eliminate that congestion and improve the quality of life and also improve our economy. So there's a tremendous role for automation and connectivity to really impact our workforce as well as our economy.
Similar question, does the current workforce have the skills necessary to operate automated technology, or will fleets need to undertake significant retraining or recruitment of new drivers? Mark.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Listen, I think our workforce is very excited about giving them new skills. We're giving them an opportunity to optimize their performance. If you're teaching a driver how to operate an 80,000-pound vehicle with more command, more control, more awareness, more responsiveness, they're going to be better at their job. The motoring public is going to be safer. And I would incorporate equality between commercial vehicles and passenger vehicles. 2/3 of the accidents that involve our trucks are caused by passenger vehicles. They're speeding and they're texting. They're not paying attention and they're running into the vehicle. AEB, connectivity, these are all things that are going to save lives. We want to take a massive cut out of those 40,000 fatalities. And we believe that our workforce being properly trained is going to have a measurable impact on doing just that.